Kazem was in a struggle in Iran against the puppet Shah regime when he was 18 years old. He was then a student leader of the Iranian Confederation of Students USA. He returned to Iran a year before the revolution and participated in it, and came back to the US in 1999, where he continued to struggle for emancipation of all the oppressed. He has co-founded Solidarity with Iran, or SI. Kazem will speak on can the US reverse the 1979 Iranian Revolution, the future or resistance? Kazem.
Thank you so much, Leilani, and happy birthday, and welcome the bus drivers in this national conference. It was wonderful. Couldn't be better than this. I'm supposed to talk about Iran, but anytime I listen to the Workers' World Comrade speaking, my international solidarity overcome my nationalistic view of Iran. I cannot resist that. When Sarah Flanders speak about contribution of Lenin, he left one thing out, and the contribution for the working class party as the major tool in the hand of working class to overthrow the capitalism. As much as they go into crisis, they're not going to be overthrown until you push them down, and you cannot push them down without the working class. So the bus drivers, all the unions should join the working class. There is everything in this party that can unite them, and thus they have no money, they have nothing, but the party is the only thing that they can have. It's so interesting. I can go out of my mind, out of my way, but let me concentrate on Iran a little bit. I don't know how many of you follow Iran's situation. Iran is important. Iran revolution is important. Are they going to overthrow the Iran revolution? There are different predictions, especially as the new government came up. There are a lot of questions in left movement and the world movement about Iran's situation. As is Iran submitting to the United States? Is Iran giving up to the United States? Is Iran going to give up Syria or not? Is Iran going to divorce from the resistance in Middle East? To my opinion, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Let's say about Syria. First of all, Syria is a proud nation. Who is the Iranian government to decide about Syria? Right. Syria will resist like it resists. The Iranian people should also learn from resistance of the Syrian people. And I say that not as a Syrian, as an Iranian. Nobody can interfere in Syria's situation, and Iran will never do it. If they do it, I hope the Syrians say, down with the Iranian government. If they want to go and do not help the Syrians. It's not going to happen, though. It's not going to happen. Hezbollah is not going to be doing. Hezbollah said, if there is no real negotiation with Iran, there is going to be war in the Middle East. And I'm sure there is going to be war in the Middle East. But let me tell you, the sanction, war, diplomacy of subversion, I call it. What is Obama is doing? Diplomacy is the same as war to imperialists, the same as sanction, the same as subversion, same as Green Revolution. The United States was defeated in creating Green Revolution in Iran in 2009. And then they started intensifying sanctions in such an extent that Iran is losing $5 billion every month, $100 billion is freezed. The Iranian people is extremely in bad condition. So they engineered the election in Iran like they did in Nicaragua 30 years ago, in order to bring a government who could submit to the United States. They wouldn't trust talking even to Ahmadinejad anymore. So they created a situation so people get tired to bring a government who can really, they can tell the American people that we are in crisis, we have been defeated, there is a big resistance. It's hard to attack Iran. Not they put it on the side, it's still on the table. But they trying to do something else. So they're using the diplomacy for the subversion. The same thing. Is it going to happen? No, it's not going to happen. To my opinion, there are serious questions that we have to think about it. I'm sure Workers' Vote Party, as always, will anticipate. They're going to discuss that, and they're going to come to conclusion that what's going to happen. To my opinion, Iran is not going to submit. The only chance that we have to be careful about, all progressive forces, that we cannot try. First of all, Iran doesn't have a working class party. And this is an extremely important shortcoming. Not only we don't have working class party, the communists were oppressed by the Iranian government. But communists, the real communists, so revolutionary, they still defend Iran independence, although they were submitted. All our family were killed by the Iranian government. They still defend Iran government because they're staying against the US imperialism. So, that shortcoming is always dangerous. Even Russia, with such a great revolution, could not survive with the imperialist power that still exists. That's why the duty of working class in the United States is not comparable with any other working class in the world. We have to overthrow that system over here. But the people of the world will continue to struggle. As Sarah said, we are united together, and we have to do this job together. But it's dangerous because of lack of working class. To my opinion, I just want to wrap it up because it's a very extensive discussion that has to take place. Iran would compromise on many things, but I'm telling you, comrades, if Iran let United States to decide to check Iranian side, nuclear side, although we know the nuclear issue is not an issue from 1979 to 1989, 85, I guess, there was no nuclear issue. There's still this coup d'etat, they still had a war, there was still sanction, there was everything. So it's just excuse, but it's a national pride for Iran. And they're going to break that will of national pride to submit to the United States. It's a psychological war at the same time. But so that psychological war comes when the United States is going to impose to Iran that we're going to check you anytime we want. Iran should not accept that. Should not accept that. We don't let anybody come in and look at our country and send their intelligence service to find out what we're going to do. We're not going to let that. If the Iranian government does that, I stay against it, and I expose it. We do not let the American intelligence service, like the embassy, which I call CIA office in Iran, to come and investigate the Iranian people. Who are they to investigate the Iranian people and the Syrian people? And Iranian doesn't have a right to come and investigate anybody in the world. So that is the critical point that I make a decision, and I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. Long live the struggle of the people of the world. Long live unity of the working class of the United States with the people of the world. And we're going to win together.